Myra, मेरी girlfriend, super hot और super smart. Will you marry me?
Yes.
जैसे कहा ना, life set.
बेमतलब बेतुकी सी बेकार सी बुद्धू सी बेवजह बेवकूफियां.
Hello and welcome to Star Trek. I'm Rohit Khilnani. Joining us are two young and talented actors from Berkofia. Guys, thank you so much firstly for giving me time.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, first I want to ask you guys, what is the release week like? Do you all get time to sit back at home and watch some trailers on TV, or is it just doing a lot of promotions and studio to studio?
I think we can't be objective about it because we get to know from people the buzz is really good and the promos are playing because we hardly get time to watch television. We read newspapers, of course, but we don't get time to watch television because we're roaming around for promotions 24/7.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you? You enjoy this? Or would it be better to just sit back and...
No, you know, honestly, it's nice when you work so hard for something, you have to go out there and propagate like the idea of what you're trying to, you know, show to the audience, and you have to promote it. It's tiring, but I think hard work always pays off. Yeah, like I've lost my voice now.
I think there's more hard work while promoting than filming.
No, I don't know. I think it's equal.
It's physically taxing.
Yeah, it is. It's not physically taxing. It's just like we say the same thing over and over again. Which is also fine. Now it's like embedded in our brains now. So sometimes when we're like asleep, we're like, it comes out like that.
But frankly, this is the first different question, by the way.
Also, I want to ask both of you, what was your impression of each other when you all didn't know each other and you all saw each other on screen or wherever you all saw each other first?
Okay.
Honest one.
Before on screen, obviously we didn't know each other before we saw. Obviously, he didn't know me before he saw me on Savarya, and I didn't know him before I saw him on Vicky Dona.
Because she was totally unaware of my stint on television, by the way. She had no idea that I was on television as an anchor. But yeah, she's seen Vicky Dona. But as far as I'm concerned, of course, I've known Sonam Kapoor as a beautiful actress and a talented actress. But you know, when I got to know that she's being paired opposite me, I was just thinking what kind of chemistry we'll be having on screen because she's a fashion icon. I'm the one who's the boy next door. On screen, off screen, both. So, but when I met her for the first time, we went for readings and narrations happened, and then I discovered that she's a very simple girl at heart. She's very approachable, and she's a great actor. Sometimes her acting skills get, you know, overshadowed by her on-screen persona of a good-looking girl.
Right. See, that's the first impression you give, that, you know, you're a fashion icon. Tell me, are you like that on the sets where you always want to be wearing the right clothes? What is that?
I don't know. I think it's the complete opposite on set because I don't think I've ever played, except for Aisha, I don't think there's ever been a film where I've actually had to be concerned about what I'm wearing. Whether it's a Delhi 6 or whether it's a Savarya, whether it's a Ranjana or a Milkha or for that even a Mausam or even like a Players where I was like a tomboy. My characters have always been of a girl next door.
Which one would be closest to your real life?
None of them.
None of them?
None of them. No. I purposely choose characters that are not like me at all. Obviously, because I play them, there is a little bit of me in every role. But when they're on paper, they aren't like me at all.
Okay. Coming back to my question, so what was your first impression when you saw him on screen?
Well, you know, honestly, I saw Vicky Dona and whatever. After that, there was like obviously curiosity towards who this guy was because he suddenly like burst into the scene. And obviously, I'm not much of a television. I don't watch too much television at all. I prefer reading and, you know, watching movies and stuff like that. So I wasn't aware of him. And when I watch it, you feel like, okay, he's got great comic timing and he's a comedian, and then you obviously find out that, you know, he's done television and he was an RJ. So you expect a very loud, boisterous, you know, very funny guy and stuff like that. You know, you think, oh, he's going to come here and like entertain us and have fun and stuff like that. Then when I met him, I realized that he was really like introspective, really quiet, and, you know, very well mannered and a thorough gentleman. Not someone who's like trying to be like he's not like a loud Punjabi, you know. That's like I was trying to be polite, okay, but then I was just like, this is the best way to explain it before going into a saga and a katha. You know, you expect a labby, but you actually do not get one.
But yeah, funny silent Punjabi, like, I don't know whether I'm funny or not.
No, I'm saying on screen you are.
Yeah.
That's a good observation.
Am I right or
You're
wrong?
right, absolutely right.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, coming to your movie. So from what we can make out from the posters, you all want to get married and you're the one who loses his job, right?
It's a love story based in the times of recession, and I'm the one who's affected by recession. I'm jobless and I'm trying to impress Sonam's dad, played by Rishi Kapoor, and it's a very interesting. There are three interesting tracks in the film. One is the relationship between Rishi Kapoor sir's character and Sonam's character, and one is a romantic track between my character and Sonam's character, and this comic track between my character and Rishiji's character. So I think the dynamics of these three characters will take this movie forward, and you'll see a lot of Bewakufiyan happening there.
बेमतलब बेतुकी सी बेकार सी बुद्धू सी बेवजह बेवकूफियां.
So is Bewakufiyan a fiction story, or because a lot of recession happened here? Is it got to do something with that happen, or is it completely fiction?
I think the milieu is quite relatable because it happened in the past, recession, and I'm working in the airline company in the film and get fired, so you know where I'm hinting at. So the story is of course fictitious, but the milieu, the world, is very relatable and real because it has happened in the past.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So now, before coming here, I do read up before coming and doing the interviews. So when I searched Sonam Kapoor, the first option that I got was Sonam Kapoor swimwear. So that's created a lot of...
So, but do you understand it's not Sonam Kapoor bikini, it's Sonam Kapoor swimwear. It's only girls searching for it. This is what I'm upset about. I'm like, I know people are really interested in what I'm wearing, but I understand that, but even when I'm in bloody swimsuit, they're like, what was she wearing?
And I'm equally upset because nobody's talking about my six-pack abs and the trunks.
Okay. You should try a bikini.
I should pronounce them swimwear. There's nothing like that on the net.
But it has created a lot of waves. So what's the kind of reaction basically that you have got?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's only girls emailing me and messaging me. I'm just kidding. It's like boys as well. But the thing is, it's equal interest. Women are equally interested because I realize that the nation is really interested in what I wear. Whether it's an outfit or a swimsuit. So I've got messages from girls saying that, oh my god, that is such a nice color and that looks so nice and where can we get this and blah 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 blah. And at the same time I've got guys saying that you're looking so cute. Nobody ever says hot to me.
Hot
I've realized that. It's always like cute.
I think that makes you look decent even in a bikini. That's amazing.
You
can never look vulgar.
Because I'm looking decent in a bikini.
You look so cute in a bikini.
See, this is what I mean. It's cute. I'm like, what does cute mean?
That means that you can carry a bikini really well.
Like a cute person.
Yes.
Like, I'm looking cute.
You look so
I'm
cute.
like, cute is something that you call your puppy. The puppy is cute.
Yeah, sort of. That's innocently hot, maybe.
Innocently, thanks, Ayushmann. Thank you for giving me that little like
adjective in front.
No, it's nice. People are saying, oh, you look so nice in a bikini. You look so classy in a bikini. You look like that and blah, blah, blah. It's never like, oh my God, she's looking so hot. Why isn't that happening? I don't want that. No, I don't want to have So I'm like a bit confused by the reaction.
You said the nation is definitely interested. That says a lot about our nation also. Tell me, when an actress wears a bikini, well, it's made a big deal.
Yeah.
What is your reaction when you are told that you'll be doing this? Is it too much pressure? Or is it too much pressure that, it will be written about, there'll be pictures, there'll be...
Well, the thing is, if I was ever concerned about what was written about me or what pictures would come out or what people would say, I wouldn't have started dressing the way I started dressing when I came into this industry, or I wouldn't choose the kind of films that I would choose, or I wouldn't be as candid as I usually am if I was actually concerned about naysayers. You know what I mean? I think you should be concerned about how you conduct yourself. I've always made it a point to be extremely graceful in whatever I do, and not try to, I don't like to talk about my personal life. I don't talk about a lot of things. I try to be as gracious and graceful as possible in my personal life and in my public life. Yes, I'm extremely candid about certain things, but I keep it real. I hope I do. And so when certain things happen and certain choices I make it with all my sensibilities intact. I'm just like, okay, if I'm doing something, I think about it and I do it, you know.
Okay, another thing about our
Yeah.
nation is they'll be like, what would her father say? And your dad said it will get a great opening.
No, he didn't say. I mean, yeah, he did say that the trailer will get a good opening, but it was a joke.
It was a joke, obviously,
It was. I was in a press conference, and I think it's in really poor taste for someone to tell me. So, आपके father ने क्या बोला जब भी आपने? I was like, he didn't say anything, but when he saw the trailer, he said, क्या opening मिलने वाली है? I mean, that's what I meant. It was supposed to be. I wanted to detract from that because I really don't want to answer that. You know, he's obviously not said anything, but I just think it's, first of all, it's in poor taste for someone to ask me that, and I don't think that deserves an answer. So I just said something else because I wanted the press conference to keep going. You know what I mean?
Guys, I wanted to ask both of you. Both of you are young actors and there's a lot of competition around. Sonam, first you. Do you see others as competition? Do you see Anushka, Deepika, them as competition, or you just see their work and you like their work and you maybe pick up something?
Well, you know, there's something that I recently put up on my social media sites, you know, and it was basically a saying that I'm in competition with no one. I only look. I mean, basic gist of it was that I am my own competition, and I'm only trying to be better than what I was yesterday. And I truly believe that. I truly believe that the toughest competition that you can face in your life is yourself, because to best yourself is more difficult than trying to best others. Number one. Number two, if you are looking at what people around you are doing, you will not be concentrating on your journey. You know what I mean? So I honestly feel that I am traveling a completely different path from the rest of the crowd. And I'm not berating them in any way, but I honestly do feel that there's something that I am trying to do with my career and with my life, which is different. I hope they feel the same way as well, that what they're doing is different as well. But that's what I truly believe in. And I feel like if I'm going to be competing with everybody, then how am I going to make my journey different? How am I going to be different? So I'm very happy in my space. And I just want my performance or my films or whatever I do to be better than the last. That's all I want. You know.
But do you watch their work? What do you think of?
Yes, I do watch their work.
Anything that you saw?
I've seen Anushka's Band Baja Bharat. I've seen her film called Ladies versus Ricky Bell, and I've seen Yash Uncle's last film, Jab Tak Hai Jaan. Yeah, I've seen 3 films of hers. I honestly really loved her work in Band Baja Bharat. Yeah. And I've also seen Deepika's films, and the last film of hers that I saw was Cocktail, which I thought she was very good. And I wasn't very, I don't have much of an opinion for the film, but I thought the music was great and I thought she was good in the film.
You know, since you watched so many films, any recent film that you saw and you thought, oh, you know, I could have done this as well?
No.
No?
No. I don't see any of the films that I've seen in the last 1 year where I feel like, oh, I can do this film, or I could have done a better job or anything. I feel like sometimes you do things that are in your destiny. And if once it's done, it's done. That person has done the best that she could do. I honestly feel like maybe I really like Lutera a lot. In terms of like the filmmaking and whatever. I wasn't completely again on board with everything in the film, but you always have an opinion. But I thought it was beautifully made and beautifully shot and beautifully acted, and I feel in a lot of ways that it can be my space as well. But I still feel like Sonakshi did a fabulous job in that film. So there are 1 or 2 things which I feel like I can work with that filmmaker, I can work in that kind of genre. But I feel like everybody who does their work, whoever's done good work, has done a great job. Yeah, the best job that they can do, because you always have to work with filmmakers who want to work with you and who you feel are best for the job. You know, work with actresses who they think who are best for the role.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Rajman, there's enough competition for guys as well. So there's Varun, there's Siddharth, there's Ranveer, and I can go on and on. What do you think of their work?
I think this is the best phase of Indian cinema where all the actors are doing good, and the best part is it's the best phase to make the transition from television to film also. In fact, this is the best phase to be an outsider in the industry, because it's open to all now. There are open auditions, you audition, get selected, get work, earn well, and do well in life.
The audition process started when I joined, you know.
Yeah, so I think it's fair now, it's open to all. And because of this scenario, because of this circumstance, I was born in the industry, you know, so I can't thank more. I can't be more fortunate that I'm born in this era. So I think apart from that, as far as the competition is concerned, the crowd is very less in the zone of singer actor. I think so. I have my own space, own niche in the industry, and since I've seen a lot in life in the beginning of my career, the rejections, the failures. So I think the insecurity comes with not knowing the failure. I know how it is to be on the other side of the fence when there's no success, you know. So there's no insecurity for sure. I'm very happy where I am right now.
But doesn't that make you more competitive?
I'll be really frank, I was very competitive when I had come to the city. You know, I remember when I came to this city for the first time, I had vowed not to look at the ocean till the time I don't get a job. You know, for 5 days I used to cross Juhu Beach like this. ऐसे जाता था मैं. So you know, I was very competitive, and but I think I've seen this world, I've seen the city grow in 6 years. I've seen how it works. I've given auditions, faced rejections, maybe not accepted some of the opportunities which I thought were not that great. So you know, I've somehow gauged that there's no point being over ambitious. You can just be ambitious with your own work, with your own self, with your own craft. You know, you cannot have materialistic aspirations, or maybe something like, you know, I want to be a superstar. You know, being superstar, that's very ambiguous again. It's incidental, that how good a connect you make with the masses.
Right.
You know, you can just do your best, that's it.
Sure. What do you think of their work, all the actors who are named?
I think Ranveer is very good. He's full of energy.
Yeah.
And out of my contemporaries, I think Ranbir Kapoor is the best for sure. Like, he's already a superstar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but you know, coming back to that one question to the both of you, but aren't there these 5 big producers, and that's why that many limited projects? So is there a race to fight for those, or to get those?
No.
Ways to fight for the projects?
There are these 5 big producers in Bollywood.
That's it?
Yeah.
I think this is, again, since I mentioned that, you know, this is the time where the best phase of Indian cinema, I think it's not just for the actors, but also for the producers, new directors, new script writers, new musicians.
Right.
You know, nobody expected, you know, somebody like, even I did not expect this. Seriously, that I'll be getting a Filmfare Award for my singing or for my composition. You know, so this is, I think this is open to all. It's a very fair industry now. So you can't really pinpoint, okay, this is the best producer, that's the, of course, Yash Raj and Dharmas, they are the biggest producers for sure. But even a production house of Shudit Sarkar, Rising Sun, with John Ibrahim can make a Vicky Dona or come up with Madras Cafe, you know?
Right. You know, I interviewed you after your first film, and I said, you know, when things work in Bollywood, producers explore it more and more. So did they manage to make you sing as well?
Yeah, I've sung one song. It's called Khamakha, and it's written by Habib Faisal, and it's composed by Raghu Dikshit. It's a beautiful track. It's very conversational, very, very light. It's fun. It's unlike my other tracks.
Let's hear how beautiful it is.
It goes like, Khamakha jod tod kare, Khamakha pai pe mare, Khamakha kyun kare tu pare, Khamakha kyun pyar se dare, har story ki tu meri heroine hai, har story ki tu meri happy ending hai.
Lovely. Is he good or what?
He's amazing. Yeah, he's so good.
Right.
It's so, I mean, it's very rare to find, you know, the thing is abroad, most actors and musicians and singers and dancers and everything, that's the training that they get. Okay. And I think as I'm in this industry, I'm a terrible singer, but
yeah,
well, she's a trained dancer.
But
I can't ask you to do that.
No, I'm a terrible singer. I trained a little bit for Delhi 6, and I forgot about it as soon as the film was over. I did whatever little singing I could do in the film, and then it was done.
Right.
And it was, but whoever I've worked with in the last 3 films, whether it was a Farhan or a Dhanush or Ayushmann, they're all singers. Yeah. So every time I go now, every time I used to go to radio stations or TV shows or anything, they're like, will you sing for us? I was like, thank God I don't need to do any of that.
That's true.
Dhanush is like, Sonam, I cannot sing any more Kolavaridi.
Yeah, he says that everywhere. Poor thing.
And then he has like 2-3 other songs that have come out. And he's like, I cannot do. I'm like, and Farhan also, bichara.
Continue to entertain us. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
guys.
Thank you.
Mahira, मेरी girlfriend, super hot और super smart. Will you marry me?
Yes.
जैसे कहा ना, life set.
बेमतलब बेतुकी सी बेकार सी बुद्धू सी बेवजह बेवकूफियाँ